So today's topic is about the New York Jets hiring a new coach, and unfortunately, it feels like every 3 years they have a new coach. Not because the other coach, their older coach retired, is because they don't do well and they keep hiring new coaches. So everybody is was excited when Robert Saleh became the head coach. He's this pump up guy. He's always happy and he's always going crazy. And then what do you know? 2 years later, everybody's going, "Hey, what's his game plan? What's his this? What's his that? He doesn't know what he's doing because he doesn't win games." And Aaron Rodgers, he runs the team and he doesn't have any say. He doesn't even coach the team anymore. And then obviously Adam Gase. Let's be real. Yes, I know that was a stupid hire in the first place because we saw what he was a head coach literally like 2 weeks before that for the Miami Dolphins, and nobody really with the brain thought he did a good job in Miami. But I say this about getting excited about a head coach, especially in the NFL. It's like who cares? Like good, the guy earned his head coach, Aaron Glenn, former Jet player, pretty cool. That he's getting to coach the team that he I think started his career and he played his main part of his NFL career was a player as a player was on the New York Jets, and now he's going to have his first head coaching job as a New York Jet head coach, and obviously, hope he does well. But at the same time, the record speaks for itself that historically you're probably betting that he's going to coach 2 or 3 years and getting fired. And I hope I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, come back to this video a couple years later and say you were wrong. Okay, good. That happens. But maybe he's the guy. He's the guy that could change everything around. And but at the same time, I mean, you have an owner and Woody Johnson that if a player says boo and doesn't like him and he might pick the player over the coach, which might be there for a year or two, and that's it. And it's just the New York Jets. I mean, let's be honest, it's a terrible organization, but obviously the guy chose to be the head coach of the Jets, and good for him. And I have to say this: the only head coach this offseason that I think is exciting, I think fan base should be excited about because of what his record was from a different team is Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel changed around the Tennessee Titans to this majority of the time mediocre team and is 8-8 at the time when they played 16 games, 8-8, 7-9 teams. Suddenly he's going every year to the playoffs virtually, and then they were the best team in the AFC as far as record wise. 1 year in the AFC, and then obviously the relationship and him and ownership got sour, and so therefore he was not the head coach of the Tennessee Titans anymore. But so that's the only like thing I could think of. Like, okay, get excited because he became the head coach, and even then you don't know. Obviously, you don't know about anything. But when you're a Jet fan, say I'm excited about Aaron Glenn. I mean, he's a good leader. He did a good job in Detroit, and he was very helpful in turning around a joke of a franchise to 2 years in a row in the playoffs. I mean, that's pretty incredible. I mean, the Detroit Lions made it to the second round of the playoffs. Whether you want to say they didn't even play a playoff game, so they didn't win a playoff game, but they had a bye. They made the second round of the playoffs for the first time in 2 consecutive years. I believe since like literally no joke since before the Super Bowl era. Somebody's got to come back to me about that statistic. So Aaron Glenn was a big part of that, and so was Ben Johnson, who's now the head coach of the Chicago Bears. Um, but at the same time, I mean, he does not. He gets part of the credit, but he doesn't get the main credit because on the record it doesn't say that he was the head coach. As Dan Campbell gets all the credit for that. So I must say that um, we'll see about Aaron Glenn. I just believe, like in the NFL, with every head coach hiring in basically every sport, except for the guy that like has this crazy good resume. That's the only thing you should get excited about. And he deserves to be the head coach of the Jets. And congratulations to him on getting a head coaching job. But it's just a hire. It's like who cares? Like I don't understand the big deal. Like about getting him over this other guy or not this other guy. I mean, congratulations to him and his family on getting a big pay raise. Obviously, being a head coach is the ultimate high paid coaching job in in that sport for sure. And I must say that, but at the very same time, um, record history speaks for itself that we're just gonna go through and next year when he's gonna call a timeout that nobody likes and be like, he doesn't know what he's doing. His coaching management, he's got to stop. He goes for it on fourth down too many times, or he punted the ball on at a 35-yard line with 2 minutes left in the second quarter when they were down 10-7. Who like this is what they do. This is what fans are. I just want fans to be honest with like not too excited and not to think, okay, that's their head coach. Congratulations. We'll see what happens. I just want you to be like mellow and calm with these things that you shouldn't be too excited or too crazy about. Getting Aaron Rodgers in the offseason a couple years ago, that makes total sense. You're very happy. It makes a lot of sense that this guy has a credible resume and you expect him to do great. You should get excited about Aaron Rodgers, but getting excited about a rookie quarterback, I don't care anymore. I like good. He got drafted. We'll see what happens. We don't know. We don't know unless it's like an Andrew Luck or Trevor Lawrence, where this guy's like supposedly an automatic. And even those guys, aka Andrew Luck, by the way, most overrated quarterback in the history of the game. I don't think he's a top 100 quarterback to ever play. And people are just gonna go after me for that. But like literally, like this guy when he was in his career, he wasn't even play half like two of the seasons, and then and as everyone says, yeah, you saw how good he was. I mean, I don't even know how good he was when he played. Like he was not even a top five quarterback ever. Like he was supposed to be the best, or him and Rodgers and Brady, like 1, 2, 3 type of stuff. And this guy, like, okay, so he made the conference round one time, which is a big accomplishment. But this guy, I mean, this guy didn't, whatever. He didn't deliver. Let's be real here. And then he didn't play a year, and he didn't play a year, and then he retired out of nowhere. And I look at guys like him, whatever. That's off topic a little bit. But it's the same thing. It's like any quarterback now. I don't care. And by the way, I should be called out for that because as a Jet fan, when they won like a couple of seasons ago, I just said I'm not interested in following. My heart is not into it as much as it once was, because I give up on like when they finally have the quote unquote guy that people just really like in Trevor Lawrence, and he's not even that. He's not even the lock, anyways. He's a solid quarterback who could be very good. He still has great potential going in, but at the same time, it's like, bro, like enough's enough. Enough time waiting, and then they get paid too much money anyways, and they get the extension. So what do they care? What do these quarterbacks care if they're not great right away and they're solid? They're nothing special, and they're top 10 quarterbacks in the league, top 15, and they're getting next man up contracts. Well, guess what, guys? Why should they play? Well, why should they work 20 hours a day like a Brady and a Manning and a Drew Brees, where they're watching films while they're sleeping, sort of, kind of, and people are just like, wow, oh, this guy knows where the blitz is, where the corner blitz is, where the nickel blitz, and he could tell the techniques. And these guys just don't care anymore, because why should they? When they're solid, they're not even Pro Bowlers sometimes, and they're getting paid 250, $300 million, $50 million per year contracts by being solid. Doesn't look like, and they're not gutting it out. They're not like they're they don't have grit like they once had. Let's be honest. I'm not gonna sit here and be the boomer, but getting back to the head coach, like New York Jet fans, you gotta chill out. You gotta stop being like, I'm excited. I think they should get this guy. Dude, Aaron Glenn's gonna bring in his own coordinators. He's gonna bring in his own coaches, and he should, because when you should only trust the people who you like, and you have given the autonomy to hire whoever the flip you want. And good for him for that, and he should. And people are just like, with the Jet fans, it's like, oh, another, and then you got the opposite side, another defensive hire. Who cares? Let's be honest. I look at it like, if I had to bet my numbers, it's just going to be another 2, 3 year thing, which I hope I'm wrong for his sake. But as I have a good friend that, I'll be honest with you, I don't want I want him to be happy, but at the same time he just gets overly happy. He's got to stop, this dude. This guy knows what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say his name, but he's gonna give me an earful after hearing what I have to say about that. It's just like, I hope the Jets do good, and I hope this guy Aaron Glenn does well, and good luck to him. But at the same time, it's like, as Jet fans growing up here in New York on this day, on January 23rd, on a Thursday in 2025, on this EON Expert of Nothing, I just want to say this, guys. We'll see. I don't even. No one knows. No one knows. How is this guy? This guy. What's his story? There's probably a bad story of him in Detroit for the Lions players. There's probably many good stories, I'm sure, but no one knows. Congratulations to him, and good luck to him, and good luck to Jet fans, and hopefully they do well. Okay. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.